Gemstones, it's your girl Gemma Jade, and I am here with your weekly pick a card reading for February 14th through February 20th, 2022, and happy Valentine's Day. This week, I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to give you guys each a message from your angels, as well as giving you a reading, because I have two new decks that I want to use. So I'm just going to randomly pick the message from the angel. And for this week, we're using a brand new deck. I just opened up and cleansed the Kali Oracle, and I'm super excited about this. And I'm going to give you guys a message from your angels with my new Fallen Angel deck, because I thought that that would be really cute. I actually pulled out 3 decks because I forgot that I was doing a weekly pick a card. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put down 3 cards. I'm going to label them 1, 2, and 3. If you need to pause the video, just to really focus your attention on each card and see which one resonates with you, which one you connect with more. And then you'll choose that card. I'll tell you what the book says, and I'll tell you what I'm getting from Spirit. If none of the 3 cards resonates with you, I'll pull a 4th card at the end. I want to say, though, if you pick card 2 and card 3 resonates with you more, take whatever resonates. These are general readings, so maybe you have a little bit of message in each one of the 4 cards. The message from the angels are going to correlate with each card. And let's get started. I'm calling on Spirit guides, guardian angels, angels in general, guardians, your ancestors, deceased loved ones, any beings of higher elevation, love, light, and peace, the universe, the cosmos, any other worldly attachments you may have, like extraterrestrial, starseed, earth angel, fairy, shapeshifter. I'm getting tongue-tied. So let's just choose the cards. Card 1. Card 2. The cards are still a little sticky because this is the first reading I'm doing with them. One more card, please. For the week of February 14th through February 20th, 2022. And we are ready. Okay, guys, if you need to pause the video, do so now. Card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Really try to feel the energy of the card and see what resonates with you. All right, let's get started. If you chose card number 1, you got the card of Kamala Devi, and I believe these are Hindi or Hindu. I could be wrong, and I'm probably not going to pronounce them properly, so please forgive me. I mean no offense. Card number 1, if you chose it, Kamala Devi, it's the 25th card of the deck. So excited to use this. We witness her beauty, and all struggle melts into grace upon a grateful sigh. The heart softens into her protection and radiates peace. Her presence transforms frustration into inspiration, fatigue, and replenishment, and overactivity into effortless attraction. She is the golden pathway of divine manifestation and peaceful contentment. She empowers your heart to receive with the same generosity, openness, and grace that you express when you give freely and joyfully. Abundant divine blessings are upon you. The 10th of the 10 Mahavidyas, the wisdom goddesses, is the gracious goddess Kamala. Her presence reminds us not to make things more difficult for ourselves than they need to be. Sometimes the assumption of burden is necessary for our growth. At other times, growth happens when we learn to cast the burden aside, understanding that we will be able to offer so much more when not carrying another on our backs, so to speak. Sometimes a more graceful path evokes greater spiritual progress, which ultimately benefits all beings. Kamala Devi holds the wealth-generating, life-force-protecting qualities of preservation and cultivation. If we are used to always giving out, even if we receive a lot but consistently overshare or leak our energies, she teaches us the loving art of self-valuing. This is not selfishness, but self-care. When we care for ourselves, we show respect for who we are and what we have to offer. That respect is an energetic broadcast that repels lower-level energies. It gives us the firmness of mind to set boundaries wisely while attracting opportunities and pathways for expansion. When genuinely good and true things are strengthened and shared, every being gains spiritual benefit. Her presence in a reading speaks of a divine harvest of success and beauty created and protected, of longevity and peace. We cannot find our authentic being within such constraints. Societal conditioning lacks the wisdom, generosity, freedom, respect, spaciousness, and insight to be able to bear the process of individual awakening. That can only happen outside society's constructs. This is why enlightened mystics in every religious tradition have always come into conflict with traditional figureheads in their religion. The Divine Mother protects the path to fulfillment even when authority or bureaucracy, hard with that word, tries to stifle it. Be direct about your intentions and desires. Allow her to show you the graceful path through any difficulty by consulting with your heart and having the patience and willingness to see another way. Locking horns in direct conflict is not always going to lead you toward the outcome you wish. Kamala is particularly active within the hearts of those who naturally feel there is a universal truth that cannot be constrained by any single path or opinion. These are the freedom-loving souls that believe in live and let live, and yet devote themselves to whatever path they truly resonate with in the hopes that it can bring benefit to the collective. They do not wish to convert or control, but to share their knowledge and wisdom from the heart, because they have found such comfort and grace in what they've learned. When you receive with such generosity, you want to share the wealth. Kamala is assigned to share what you know to increase love and peace in the world without trying to force or dominate another to agree with your viewpoint. She asks you for your unconditional trust so she can gently disentangle your soul from obstructing and lowering energies to help you rise above and shine your beautiful, peaceful light. And then it has invocational rituals, and I did summarize. Okay, I cut some of it out because I would have been here for a long time, so I'm going to do that with all three. I didn't realize. If you get a personal for me, you'll get the entire full thing. It's just way too long. So basically what I'm getting is you're going through a spiritual awakening, and probably have been for a really long time, but I think that you're finally understanding that that's what's happening now. Okay, so if you chose card number 1, you are finally coming to the realization that something is shifting and changing with you on a soul level. It's about the collective now. It's about what can you do to not only better yourself, but better the world. And if you haven't gotten there yet, you will. But I feel like this week you are really going to start to understand. You're going to be hearing words like these synchronicities, like words like collective and, you know, spiritual awakening and things that you may have heard here and there. I think it's really going to come to a head now when you understand it. The thing with spiritual awakening is when you finally realize what's happening, it seems to get worse before it gets better. And I think that this week, that's what's going on. Not that things are going to get worse, but that in your head, you're going to be trying maybe a little too hard. And I would warn you not to try too hard to figure out everything all at once. I mean, it's exciting. It's scary. Maybe some of you are like, I don't even know what you're talking about. You will. By the end of this month, you will. This is when it's starting this week energetically, whether you realize it or not. I feel like those of you who are kind of going to grab this and go with it, you have to realize that not everybody understands this. Not everybody wants the collective to come to a 5D consciousness instead of a 3D. That's what's going on. Spiritual awakening, switching from 3D to 5D. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that on Moon Bear very soon. This week, what you can do is kind of keep everything to yourself. Research, learn about spiritual awakening, shifting consciousness from 3D to 5D, the collective, what your goal may be here, what your purpose here is, right? But keep it to yourself. I wouldn't necessarily go shouting it from rooftops this week. That's not to say you have to keep it a secret or be ashamed of it. It's just not something that you should do this week. This is also a card of abundance, okay? Particularly with financial wealth, but not always, okay? A lot of you are going to win the lottery, get some small kind of inheritance, find money somewhere, okay? Some of you, though, I really feel like need to be more careful with your spending. I feel like because you've been going through this awakening, those of you who didn't know what was going on and it's going to hit you, you've been doing things like overspending, spree shopping maybe, or buying things that you really didn't need because you're just kind of bored and stressed, okay? So I would definitely avoid that. Save your pennies for a rainy day. You do have a windfall coming in eventually, okay? Things are going to go your way this year. But if we're just talking about this week, I would definitely try my very best to avoid butting heads with anybody, locking horns, as the card said, and really focus on self, okay? Everything you do, try to make it from heart center, all right? Every choice, every action, every response, don't be reacting to people. And there are going to be people who are going to try to get under your skin this week as well, because I feel like the negative energies that are going to see all of these people coming to the realization of awakening and the shifting of consciousness this week, you know, the lower vibrational energies, the evil is going to come out full force and try to stop you. You may feel like you're going crazy. Just roll with it. Pray, meditate, okay? And like I said, I'm going to do something different because I really want to use this deck. If you guys like this, let me know, and I'll try to incorporate it every week. If you don't like it, well, I guess that's your card. If you don't like it, let me know, and I won't. 2 cards came out, and I don't know which one came out first, so let's try that again. I really just wanted to use both these decks. Can I get a message from the angels and guides for whoever chose card 1, please? All right. Andrealphus. It's the 55th card, and it's the card of persuasion. Oh, I opened right to it. Love when that happens. Planet Earth, planet Moon. Message: whatever project you have in mind needs careful planning and clearly stated aims. So you could be dealing with a Pisces. Andrealphus's totem bird is the glorious peacock, whose oddly harsh cry echoes across parklands, but whose splendid tail feathers signify heavenly wisdom. Andrealphus is the patron of mathematicians, engineers, astronomers, and astrologers, any science, in fact, that involves the intricate juggling of measurements and numbers. He is also a master of logic and teaches subtlety and persuasiveness in argument. He is the patron of orators who win their case by reasoned argument more than emotional rhetoric. Okay, so I feel like those of you, obviously, who work in the sciences, who are engineers or mathematicians, even writers, okay, because writers sometimes have to orate. You read parts of your book, anything like that. I feel like, especially you guys, be careful this week with butting heads. This gives more clarification to the card, okay? It tells me that if you chose card 1, a lot of you are not ready and didn't see this coming. A lot of you may be very reasonable and rational thinking type people. Again, whatever resonates. A lot of you may feel like, I've already been through my awakening. I've had my dark night of the soul. Oh, honey child, there's way more to come. You don't just have one dark night of the soul. Try to stay calm this week. No ego. Don't let your ego get in the way, okay? What your guides want you to know is to just follow the messages of your heart. Listen to your guides. Talk to them, okay? They want to hear from you. They want to guide you. They want to help you with this shift. If you chose card number 2, you got Krishna, the 41st card. And again, I'm kind of shortening these meanings because they're all like 4 pages long. Krishna. There is spiritual intelligence within your soul. It is the genius of becoming, of ripening from potential into glorious manifestation. Intimate communion with your own heart will reveal what it is you truly yearn for and set the process in motion for that yearning to be satisfied. The holy fire is Kali, and she is within your soul. Follow the yearning, seek the light. Let yourself burn bright for what inspires you, and you shall see the path to fruition clearly before you. Believe in what is meant to be. The name Krishna translates as you are fire. Agni is the two-headed deity of fire and potent symbol of supernatural power. On the physical level, fire generates light and heat to cook food, thereby representing both transformation and nourishment of the life force. The inner digestive fires that metabolize food and allow us to gain nutrients represent the inner nourishment of fire and symbolize the soul's need to digest our life experiences for spiritual growth. Fire can create purification for regeneration, such as that seen in a forest after it simultaneously burns away old growth and stimulates new seeds. In that sense, it is also the power of ripening, of bringing something from an idea or potential into fruition and fulfillment of innate purpose. On a spiritual level, fire attracts the soul, helping it find its way through darkness toward warmth and light. As the sun, Agni represents the light that ends the darkness. Yet Kali, the divine mother of dark grace, is the first of the tongues of divine fire. This is the key to Kali's mysteries. It differentiates her from the concept of darkness as an evil or obstructive force against our spiritual awakening. There you go again. Kali leads us into darkness to free us, not to impede our progress. She destroys in order to create, not to annihilate. In that sense, her divine darkness is light. This is the mystery of Kali and why we can trust her so implicitly, understanding that sometimes it is only in moving through the darker times that we become aware of what is needed to live more within the light. As a tongue of fire, Kali Krishna consumes all offerings. She is the divine capacity to receive our prayers, our pains, our craziness, and our graceful heroism. There is a deeper purpose to making an offering, the opening up of a channel between ourselves and the divine. The divine doesn't need to be cajoled into loving or wanting to help us. It isn't the human that needs help dragging the mind away from a fixation on what is wrong, in the openness and presence that allows for divine grace to flow and for us to receive it. When we choose to make the supreme offering of ourselves to Kali, we are fully received and thus activate the flow of grace in our lives for the spiritual benefit of all. The oracle asks you to shift from focusing on what isn't working to immersion in the divine mother's heart. All can then be resolved and shall manifest according to her loving grace. So what I'm getting for those of you who chose card number 2, okay, and this is going to be a longer video, so you guys let me know. Do you like it short and sweet, or do you like it long like this? I could do it either way. So if you chose card number 2, Definitely going forward with an idea. Stop procrastinating. Stop telling everyone your ideas. Like if you have an idea for an amazing invention, don't tell everybody. This is the week for implementing the idea, putting it into motion and focus. I feel like there's going to be a fire burned under your butt. You are going to want to move this week, but move with grace, dignity, and respect, okay? Don't try to trample others. I'm getting don't steal others' ideas. I don't know how many of you out there are thinking of doing something like that. You know, it crosses all of our minds sometimes. Like, why does this person get to have everything? You know, don't let that kind of jealousy consume you like a fire will consume the soul, right? Definitely stop procrastinating this week. If you have an idea, even if it's as simple as taking it from idea to putting it down on paper, all right? If you want to start a business, now is the perfect time. We're coming out of that growth. Like I said, I keep saying over and over, if you've been watching anything that I've been doing, pretty much everything I've been doing, January and February, yuck, ugh, gross. We're coming out of that. Now is the time to put your ideas into practice, okay? I feel like you're going to be called to be a leader starting this week and moving forward for a few months, if not maybe some kind of promotion at work. Somebody is looking to you for advice and guidance. Come from the heart. Don't selfishly tell them something. Like, for instance, one of your children is like, oh, mom or dad, I want to move to Alaska, and provided you don't live in Alaska, they want to move across the country, right? Or they want to move very far away where it'll be hard for you to see them. The human part of you wants you to say, no, that's a bad idea, and talk them out of it, when really in your heart, you know that it's the best thing for them and for their growth. It doesn't have to be this situation. Come from your heart in all advice you give this week, in everything that you do, okay? Don't let your human ego, your human wants and selfishness get in the way of you giving someone the right advice if you know what's right for them. All right. If someone asks you a question and you know the answer, give the answer from your heart, not from your ego, your mind, your human selfishness. Can I get a card from the fallen angels, from the angels and guardians of those who chose card number 2? Fur, the 30th card, and it's the card of evaluation. Element water, planet Mars. Message: a storm threatens, but help or advice comes from an unexpected quarter. Furfur's totem beast is the stag, proud, strong, and graceful, a king among his kind. The angel Furfur has a similar temperament. He can be rather aloof, but when he condescends to help, he is a great counselor and motivator in affairs of the heart. Be warned, though, that his inspirations may cause upheaval. Building the foundations of a truly lasting relationship can be painful and upsetting, but often there is no other course. Honesty is essential. And I see a card motto, which is evaluation. I did not say that for the first one because I didn't see it sitting there. Persuasion was the card motto for the first one. So definitely giving the right advice, you know, not being selfish or greedy, being proud and taking pride in the things that you say and do, taking pride in what you're about to put into practice, really standing behind it and believing in yourself, okay? Believing that your ideas, your invention, your creation, whatever you want to do next, even if you want to freaking travel your country, and if you're in the United States, like you want to go on a road trip and stop in every single state. It can be something like that. It doesn't have to be a creation that's going to bring you money. Just something that you've been wanting to do for a really long time. It's time to either start doing it or implement a real plan to really get it done and to really do it, okay? If you chose card number 3, you got Chinnamasta. It's the 20th card in the Kali deck. Oh my gosh, to do a real reading with these cards. Can't wait to do my next personal. Sacred severance is her radical grace. She is our soul's power to shed and survive, to outgrow and evolve. When the soul needs to separate itself from that on which it once relied, be a view of ourselves or the world, or a group or belief system that cannot support the truths of the heart, she is the capacity, sovereignty, and courage required for self-liberation. Systems of oppression within your mind and your world will be overcome. You have the power to sever your attachment to the past and focus on inner regeneration or reorientation, healing into a path that is worthy of your heart. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied. I don't know why. The fifth of the Mahavidya goddess. The fifth of the Mahavidya wisdom goddesses is a most shocking form of Kali, Chinnamasta. She is the divine feminine avatar, self-decapitated and partaking of the blood that emerges from her throat. The name Chinnamasta translates as beheaded. She signifies a powerful activation of the spiritual path through the confrontation of oppressive behaviors, self-limiting attitudes, and intellectual dominance of intuition. The head is the symbol of the known, of thinking, of forms of authority. It is the head that wears the crown, the sign of status and power. Unrestrained by authority, she is able to overpower it. For our human selves, the head is the locus of control. So during a Chinnamasta initiation, you will not understand what is happening, and you won't know how everything is going to turn out. This is as it is meant to be, and not something you need to worry about or fight against. Her partaking of the blood symbolizes the capacity to be nourished and fed by change rather than devastated or destroyed by them. It is reassurance that at a deeper level, you are gaining something from the chaos and deconstruction in your being and your life. As you continue to move through the process of change, you will gain energy for something new. Chinnamasta is a self-nourishing Chinnamasta is self-nourishing through the spiritually conscious application of destructive energy. Chinnamasta shows us that transformation is not about trying to change others. It is about tackling our views, our fixed identities, and our attachments to power and status. Even if a situation is causing us pain and it appears to be under the control of another person, Chinnamasta initiates us into using our spiritual power to free ourselves. Her teaching is that we have the means to become free within us. We do not need to control outer circumstances or other people. Within us is the energy we need to continue on our path. We can draw what we need from within. Chinnamasta leads us into deeper terrain where we can release tendencies to self-sabotage and through ignoring intuition, truth, and needs. We have the power to get out of our own way. Definitely blaring in my head since I read the first freaking sentence, Spirit is saying, outgrowing people, places, and things, getting rid of people, places, and things that no longer serve you, situations that no longer serve you. Her third eye is lit up. Her crown is lit up. Seeing the bigger picture, learning the lessons, all of the suffering you're going through. I feel like this week you're going to understand a lot of it if you reach out to Spirit. Talk to your guides. And that's a general theme running along here. Talk to your guides. Pray, talk to God, the Creator, to Source, to Mother Earth, to Gaia, to nature, whoever it is you believe in, okay? Jesus, it's who I talk to, but I also talk to my guides as well. If you're struggling, I feel like a lot of you who chose card number 3 are really struggling, feeling trapped in a situation, stuck, stagnant, like you can't get out, like someone else is in control of your life right now. This is the card I chose, and I can't be more on point than that. But I feel like you know that you're going through this transformation, right? You know that it's for something. If you've outgrown a situation, a person, and you can't just get up and leave, and someone gets this message every week. So I think someone out there keeps picking these cards and getting this message and is still stuck and stagnant. Start making your plan. I feel like it is not time for you to be in relationships where people can't respect boundaries, okay? This is not a time for love for you. If you're in love and you're doing great in that area, that's fine. That this part of this is not going to resonate. But many of you who chose this card are learning about self-love or are about to start or really, really need to, okay? I feel like you have to put up boundaries and stick to them. Stop people pleasing. This week, I would recommend meditations that open up the third eye and crown chakras. If you don't believe in that, okay. But I feel like if you're in this video, you should at least be open to something like that. Message from angels and guides of whoever chose card number 3. And you got Lirage or Lirage. And it's the 13th card. And it's the card of moderation. Oh, the card motto. So I did say that. Guys, these are brand new decks. I didn't get to connect with them that well. So I hope that this is... I feel like this every week until I review the video. Okay, Lirage, element, fire, planet, moon. So we got 2 earths and 2 moons. Message, if you have suffered a setback, brooding on it will only worsen your position. Like Sagittarius, Laraj often appears as an heroic archer on horseback leading the way into battle. His arrows are poisoned and bring a curse because the wounds they cause will not heal. Indeed, they tend to fester, and a seemingly minor injury may lead to grave illness and even death. This card may indicate physical illness, but more usually denotes sickness of the soul. In everyday life, this card warns against employing excessive force in pursuing your goal and giving in to an excess of bitterness if you fail. Card motto, moderation. So, of course, everything in moderation. This goes more with card 1, or also with card 1 where I was saying, like, don't go and shout from the rooftops that you're going through a spiritual awakening and all these great things that you're learning, like we always want to do when we realize what's going on. Even when we've hit rock bottom, once we start understanding all of this, we're like super psyched about it. Don't do that this week. That message is for you too. I feel like this card also correlates with the original card that you guys pulled. If you chose card number 3, forge ahead. Do not give up. You probably are in a really bad situation right now where someone else could very well be in control or act like they're in control. You could be stuck in a situation that you can't get out of, like a living arrangement, but financially you can't get out of it, or staying with someone for the kids' sake, or keeping a job because it's your only income and you feel trapped. These cards are telling you you are not trapped. Maybe for the moment. Start believing in yourself, okay? And don't be bitter about the situation, which I know is really hard to do. But bitterness is only going to cause the physical ailments. Some of you are dealing with physical ailments right now, and I'm telling you, this is not medical advice. Okay, check the description box. This is not medical advice. But I feel like a shift in perspective and a change of attitude, and this is what your guides and your angels want you to know this week, will definitely help you to feel better, even mentally, okay? On a soul level, you are going through the most right now of all of 3 cards so far that have been drawn as far as where you're at in the spiritual awakening, which means you're probably the most advanced in it than any of the other cards. And everything is going to feel like a failure this week, most likely. But in reality, the things that you're failing at, the things that you're being turned away from this week are making way for everything new to come in. And I'm seeing like beginning of March. So you don't have much longer to go before you gain not everything you've ever wanted, but definitely a better understanding of what's going on and why you couldn't have certain things and why you had to give up certain things. But you're also going to gain quite a few things that you've been trying to manifest or that you've been wanting. The inner knowledge, the soul wisdom is mainly what I see you gaining after this week is through. If you can get through it without being bitter and angry, because that's only going to bring more lower vibrational energy towards you, more negative energy, and possibly, I even see attachments, okay? So if you're sick, go to the doctor, get better. Don't take this as medical advice, but also pray, do meditations to open your third eye and crown chakra. For those of you who did not resonate with cards 1, 2, or 3, can I please get a card for the procrastinators in the group like moi? This video may be going too long. Let me know. You know, usually this is a quick reading. Decks are so amazing. Okay, so if you chose card number 4, or if you couldn't choose the card, it's the 16th card of the deck, Mahakali. Gorgeous. And that's I believe that's the cover, or maybe they all just look like that. I don't know. Her magnificence steadies the anxious mind and reassures the heart of the empowering grace that arises through trust in her. Attempting to fathom the wisdom behind the workings of the Divine Mother would be like trying to cram the entire ocean into a teacup. Such wisdom is vast and our perspective is limited, yet we don't need to understand divine will to benefit from it. Better to allow her creativity, resourcefulness, and unlimited vision to take effect in our lives, bringing us every grace necessary for our blessed fulfillment. First of the 10 wisdom goddesses, or Mahavidyas, is the 10-armed Mahakali. She is laden with her sacred weapons. Many arms and weapons symbolize the capacity of the Divine Mother to work beyond human limitations. The contrast is not intended to diminish the dignity of our humanity. Humans have a tremendous capacity for heroism, kindness, love, grace, and generosity. Rather, it is an encouragement to engage with the divine with perfect trust in our hearts. Multiple weapons represent multiple creative powers to conquer multiple issues. More than two arms indicate that divine workings are not limited by our human perspectives or capacities. This is reassuring. The divine can accomplish works beyond what would be possible through human effort alone. It is protective compassion that prevents us from seeing anything other than the next one or two steps ahead. To know more is not always helpful. Although, if specific knowledge would support us on our path, then we can be sure it will come to us. When will that happen? Mahakali reminds us that it will be at the best time. It may be after we have acknowledged there is a problem we need to resolve, or when we have created some mental space. So an essential understanding is not lost in psychological clutter. If you have ever felt like you have your best insights after a shower or after you switch off during a yoga class or exercise session, then you have experienced how much easier it is to access inner guidance when you switch off and empty the mind. Be here now and attend to what you can attend to now, leaving all else until the right moment is upon you. Your heart shall instinctively know that moment without needing to be told. All that is happening now is growing you toward that moment. All that has happened before has grown you into capacity for this moment. That is as it is in Mahakali's beautiful wisdom dance as she wields the weapons needed to provide the right conditions, the right endings, the right beginnings, within which the soul can flourish. Trust that what is happening now will give way to a new expression when the time is right. This will be when your readiness matches the requirements for success, and when those who can benefit from your increasing soul awakening have awoken sufficiently as well. Attend to your work with determination and hope in your heart. Trust that the divine is taking care of everything else. So getting frustrated again with the lack of moving forward, okay? Really keeping things in perspective this week. Not trying to look too far ahead, okay? Just focusing on whatever the next step is. All four of these cards mention spiritual awakening. All four of these cards mention the heart. Okay, this is the shifting of consciousness, 3D to 5D. What does it mean? What does it mean to you? Does it mean anything? Am I even speaking English right now to you? You don't need to know everything there is to know. All you have to know is what's going on with you in the moment, what you need to know in the moment. What is the next step and the step after that? And that's probably going to be it. Okay, sure, research, learn as much as you can, learn everything you possibly can about what's going on. But as far as with you, even asking your guides, they're probably not going to give you all of the answers, or the answers, as much answer as they normally would. I've noticed my guides have been just a tiny bit more closed off. And to me, that means that I'm getting closer to something that I'm supposed to learn, closer to something that's my soul's journey. Okay, don't lose perspective. Stay focused. Understand that the time will come for you to move forward, and you'll know when that is. Try doing yoga. Try meditating. Try getting back to nature. Okay, I was talking to Lotus Girl today, and I was like, listen, I've got to get back to nature. I've got to go out in these woods tomorrow, girl, and I have to just cleanse and just reconnect because I am drained. I recently came into contact with a spirit that was attached to a friend of mine, and it drained me very much so. And I think that's why I'm kind of so stuttery and long-winded and weird in this reading more so than usual, okay? If you chose this card, let me break it down for you. Don't lose focus. Don't quit. This week, if you feel like, say you were supposed to get a promotion this week and you got passed over and you're like, that's it, I quit. Say you've been trying to figure something out and you're like, if I can't figure it out by the end of next week, I'm done. Don't do that. That's what the lower vibrational energies, the evil, the bad, wants you to do. Kali Oracle, the universe, the cosmos, spirits, okay, your ancestors, they're telling you keep going just a little bit more, okay? I feel like all these cards have a focus on the beginning of March through to the beginning of April is like the time when a lot of us are going to ascend a little bit more. And those of us who don't ascend are going to take the place of the people who did. So everybody's moving up, but you cannot give up no matter what. Let's get a message from whoever ended up with the fourth cards, angels and guides. This is collective angels and guides, guys. I know it's like usually I say your angels and your guides, I'm talking about one specific person. This is just like a universal collective. I should be saying messages from the universe, not angels and guides. So I do stand corrected on that. And that's what I mean. I'm all ass backwards this week. Kaim, or Came, I like to think Kaim, and it's card number 41, and it is the card of disputation. Element Earth, planet Mercury, message, a legal dispute threatens subordinate emotion to clear reasoning. Kaim's totem bird is the thrush or the blackbird. In human guise, he appears with a sharp, straight sword amid flames. The sword signifies the often divisive power of reasoned argument, and the flames indicate that the truth often causes pain in the short term, however necessary it is for resolution of a conflict. Kaim is the patron of debate and legal dispute in which passion may drive the argument, but logic is the necessary instrument for a favorable outcome and lasting success. Card motto, disputation. Okay, so this is on a little bit different of level. Maybe it's like, don't give up. Don't act, whether it's a legal dispute or not, and I believe a lot of you are going through something legal right now. Do not act out of passion or anger. You really have to focus, okay? You have to focus instead of saying, F this, I've been the one trying. I've been the one trying to reason with this other person or with the courts. I've been the one doing everything I'm supposed to do, and they're not even meeting me halfway. F this, and just going off. Most of you are going to come out on top if there's a legal situation going in your life, if you cannot act out of passion, okay? Do not be crazy in your head. Be in your head with reasoning. Do not come from the emotions, okay? From the heart, as far as this message from your universe, the universe to you. All right? Don't let emotions get in the way when it comes to any kind of legality or even any kind of dispute at all this week, like being passed up for a promotion. That's all I have for you guys. I hope this wasn't confusing and it was more informative. I feel like this is a lot to do with the collective and the shifting of the consciousness and awareness. And I really am going to try to make it a point to talk about that on Moon Bear either this week or next week. If you're not subscribed to Moon Bear Oracle, please go on over and do that. I'm going to try to leave, again, a link in the description box, but I just can't seem to be able to get that done. I would really, really appreciate it. I'm going to be doing once a month reading for each astrological sign, my usual intuitive oracle readings, general readings. Eventually, it'll be once a week. I'm also going to do all kinds of things like dragon each zodiac sign and, you know, crystals, herbs, candle magic, all of that kind of stuff. A lot of astrology and just a lot of fun things, but a lot of very informative things as well. If you would like a personal intuitive oracle reading from me, hit me up at MoonBearOracle@gmail.com. That's MoonBearOracle, all one word, @gmail.com. There will also be some stuff in the description box, some links for where you can find me the rest of the week. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. If I don't get at least 100 likes on this video this week, I'm probably moving this entire segment over to Moon Bear. And I might put it up on Moon Bear anyway. So, all right, I love you guys. Be kind to each other. Stay calm. You know, this is a real thing that's going on with the collective that we can all be a part of, the spiritual awakening. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys about that on Moon Bear. I love you guys. Have a great week. And yeah, I'll see you later.